Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is such a privilege to be here with all of you this morning. I was saying this morning, I feel like I'm here with my people. You are my people. You are really my people. New Thought communities. And I always feel so very welcomed here at this community. In my community in New York City, we take the time to say Happy Sunday. So let's do that this morning. Let's wish each other a happy Sunday. Okay? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Love that. Love Happy Sunday. Happy, happy Sunday. So, I love this title of the talk this morning, Prayer and Meditation. I think that it's really a wonderful topic because to me, the name of my talk this morning is The Power of Prayer. The Power of Prayer. You see, when you speak your word, you have a power within you that is always illuminating your consciousness. And I want to share some stories with you this morning that I think will really inspire you. It is my intention this morning through this talk to not only inspire you, but to have you leave here this morning knowing something for yourself individually that you can carry out into the world that will bless you, inspire you, and comfort you. So I want to start out by sharing a story about something that happened to me as a child, growing up as a good Irish Catholic girl. I had an Irish Catholic grandmother who used to take me to church a lot of the times, and I was rebellious. Anybody with me on that one? See, I told you you're my people. And so what I found out as a child was that I would go to church and we were told to say, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." And for those of you who did not have that Catholic experience, you're some of the luckier ones, I think. And I'm not saying anything disrespectful here. Please don't misunderstand. But as a child, when you say something like that, you're really believing that you're a sinner. And you're thinking about yourself. And I used to say as a child, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." But I didn't understand that. In other words, if you sin, you're going to receive a blessing. It doesn't make any sense. So as I got older and when I got into this teaching, I began to do something differently, and I want to share that with you this morning. I would say, "Bless me, Father, Mother, bless me, Divine Mind, bless me, Spirit, for I am one with you." Do you hear that? For I am one with you. And what that means is that you have a power within you. You have a presence within you called God, the Divine One. And that oneness is always guiding and directing you. But it's sort of like electricity. Without plugging it into the wall, it's useless. We have to be the ones that are plugging it in. We have to be the ones that are doing the work. Each and every day of our lives, we must begin to inspire ourselves. No one will do it for you. That's the good news. No one will do it for you. You are the one that has to do it for you. You have to open your heart and your mind to the power of prayer, to the power of presence that is within you. I was very privileged to have a wonderful teacher who changed my life in so many ways, Dr. Stuart Grayson. He used to speak over at Lincoln Center on Sundays. I studied with him for about 15 years. And I now have my own community in New York City. And I can tell you that prayer takes you through everything. Yes? Yes. Prayer can take you through everything and anything, as well as meditation. And thank you for that lovely meditation this morning, for the beautiful prayer, for all of the work that all of you are doing in the world. I tell people to say things like, "Bless them, change me." When I have a challenging thought about something, I say, "Bless the person and change me." What I really want to say is, "Bless me and change them," but it doesn't work that way. That's really what I want to say, but it doesn't work that way. Is there anybody in this room who has a challenge, or am I the only one that's living with some of these things recently? You see, I am here today, and I can honestly share with you that in the last week, I have challenges in my family. My brother's been hospitalized, and all kinds of things are going on in my life. But I keep on going. You see, that's the thing. Whatever you are faced with, if any of you are having challenges, you must recognize that you are moving through that challenge, that you are always moving through it because there is a spirit within you that is guiding you and helping you and allowing you to move through these things. My teacher used to say, you look at something as an appearance and you don't get attached to it. If it has a negative quality, you do not get attached to it. You keep moving through it. And finally, you come out to the other end. Think about the prayers. As I was preparing this talk, I was thinking about some of the prayers that have really blessed us and helped us throughout our lives. The Our Father, we all know that, right? And then there's the prayer of St. Francis. Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there has been hatred, let me sow love. Love that. That was one of Wayne Dyer's favorite prayers. Am I the only one that misses Wayne Dyer? What a loving, loving man he was, and what contributions he made and gave to each and every one of us. I also want to share something with you about Wayne Dyer. It was last year that he passed, and I remember saying to the people in my congregation, this year will be the year that we're going to go and see Wayne Dyer. We're going to the Jacob Javits Center. We're going to do this. And I believe he was supposed to be there around October or November when they have that yearly thing. And he was gone. And the message that I received from that is do not put things off that you want to do. Do them. Do them today. Do them with spirit. Do them with encouragement. And don't worry about what's going on out there because there's a lot of stuff going on out there. Would you agree with me on that? Oh, yes. We must go within. We must become centered in the one mind that is within us, that is always blessing, uplifting, and inspiring us. And we must take that power and presence because, as Ernest Holmes has taught us, one of the greatest minds in the New Thought world, and he taught us there is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. Remember those words. There is this power that you can use once you connect yourself with it. There is such a power within you and is always acting for you because it is yours. It is always acting upon your consciousness. And so we are different because we believe in the new thought. We believe in God, in this power and presence that is always creating through us. And when we have a challenge, rather than going to the negativity and multiplying it, we begin to focus on the good. We begin to know that our prayers have meaning and they have power and they are always blessing us and uplifting us and comforting us. That is really the comfort that brings to us our highest good. I want to share something else with you that I wrote down. Anybody ever hear of the Beatles, or is it just me? I love the Beatles, by the way. I don't know if you do or not, but I really do. They grew through so much, didn't they? I understand that Paul McCartney actually lives somewhere around here. Is that true, or has a place somewhere? Yeah. Sir Paul. I love the Beatles, but my favorite Beatle was George Harrison. And you know, I think music is prayer. I really do. I think there are so many prayers in music. There is so much good in the world that when you begin to focus on that, and when you begin to see the good in other people, and when you begin to let go, you see, that's really what we need to do. I'm reminded of something that Reverend Michael Beckwith said. He said, true spiritual growth is what you are willing to let go of. And maybe you have an image of someone, and someone's coming to mind in my family right now, and sometimes you want to hold on to that. You want to hold on to that negativity because it's very challenging to let it go. But the more spiritual you become, the more willing you are to let that go and to change that image, to get a new image about someone. In my center, I always tell people to get a new idea about yourself. I think that's so powerful. And then begin to work with that idea and from that idea. And so now I want to share with you something from George Harrison, because I believe that this is one of the most beautiful things that he ever wrote. And to me, this is a prayer, and I want to share it with you. He says, and I've shared this before, We were talking about the love that's grown so cold, and the people who gain the world but lose their soul. They don't know, they can't see. But when you've seen beyond yourself, you will know that we are all one, and life flows on within you and without you. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is so beautiful. I love those words. I wanted to share that with you this morning because that to me is a prayer. That to me is something that is telling us that each and every one of us has something within us, and it is always flowing. It is always there for us. And when we have people that are not in our same kind of teaching, anybody have people in your family that aren't in this teaching? I have a few people in my family that are not in this teaching, and I have to just constantly honor them. And I have to know that they are growing and that they are on their journey. I always tell people, you can't take someone off their journey as much as you may want to. They're on their own journey. They're here for themselves. They're on their own journey. Bless them and release them to their highest good. And know that they are being blessed. Send them a blessing. That is so important. But give yourself a blessing also. When you wake up in the morning, how many people in here have a spiritual practice? That's wonderful. Every morning I wake up, and I was just telling someone that I have so many things to do now in the morning. You know, you get a little older and you have to keep doing more and more things to keep going. So I said, before I know it, it might be 6 o'clock at night before I can get out of the house. You see, that's what happens. We keep doing all these different things, but they resonate with us. They're good for us. They are wonderful for us. And we have to know that we are always receiving these gifts. But in the morning in my spiritual practice, I do a little bit of what I call yoga nidra, which is a quiet time for myself. And then I do my prayer work. And then I pray for my day. And that's a good thing to do. And I pray for people in my family, and I also pray for people in the world. And I remember listening to Reverend Michael Beckwith, as I often do. He said, you know, when you're listening to the news, you just need to send blessings out. And I love that as an idea. Sending out blessings and letting go of judgment. I was telling people at my center a couple weeks ago, we need to just start sending out silent blessings to everyone. We need to keep blessing people and knowing that people are growing along spiritual lines, including ourselves. We are all growing along spiritual lines. So what is something that we can do for ourselves that will inspire us, that will bless us, and that will uplift us? The power of prayer. So if you're going to a doctor, or if you're going somewhere, say a prayer for yourself. This can be very practical, this teaching. It doesn't always have to be that you're living in the clouds, although sometimes you may want to live in the clouds, but we have to come down to earth and put our feet on the ground and pray for what's in front of us. Do you see? We need to say prayers for what's in front of us. If there's something going on within yourself, be willing to let go of it. Many times when I'm out on the road and I drive a lot, I live in New Jersey, but my center's in New York City, so I'm on the road a lot. And sometimes it's very challenging to be on these highways. And I say, God, please correct my thinking. That's what I do. Spirit, please correct my thinking. Let's say that together. Spirit, please correct my thinking. When you do that, what you are asking for is a correction. And it sounds like something so simple and so easy, but it is blessing us and helping us all of the time. Anybody in here ever have any negative thinking? No, I didn't think so. We all do. It's part of human nature. It's part of human nature. I always tell people, stay in your own lane. Think about your car, like when you're driving somewhere. Stay in your own lane. Because when you begin to compare yourself to other people, sometimes you'll end up even, sometimes you'll end up a little more or down a little more. It doesn't work. I have learned through growing and through spiritual practice to stay in my own lane. I have to practice that all of the time. But through the power of prayer, we get through so many things in life. We really do. Prayer is magical. And I have learned through the 5 steps of prayer, which I'd like to share with you now, a very, very basic kind of lesson. I teach classes. I'm now teaching a class. I want to recommend a book for you. Anybody in here like books? I love books. I have so many books, and some of them I read, and some of them I half read, but I do love books, but this is a very powerful book. Let me share it with you. It's by Susan Shearer Young, and it's called How to Allow. How to Allow. And it's all about the law of attraction, and I'm teaching this class. I'm beginning it in April. But what she speaks about is through prayer and through allowing something to happen to you, everything is working out for your highest good all of the time. She speaks about the first law is acceptance, and I love this. Because when you are accepting yourself and other people right where they are, you are beginning to shift your consciousness. Do you see that? If you are in acceptance, what you fight and resist, you get more of. You see? So the steps of prayer, which is what I started before. I had to share this book with you, though. This is a real winner, this book. It is fabulous. They ought to teach this in corporate America. This woman was a corporate attorney, and she went to Harvard Law School. She's a little bit on the intelligent side, I would say, yes. But she makes everything very practical and easy to understand, which I love. So this book is wonderful. I would highly recommend that you get this book and work with it. It's really, really wonderful. But what I also want to share are the 5 steps of prayer. And I do give you a lot in my talks. You know, I just really feel motivated to share as much good as I can with you so that you will absorb it, take it home, and work with the ideas. The first step in prayer is recognition. We recognize God as the absolute power and presence in our lives. We know that God is blessing, uplifting, and inspiring us. We recognize God as love. God in the absolute, as Troward tells us, is always blessing us, always uplifting us. So remember to recognize God, all power, all knowing. Second step is unification. You are at one with this power. You have to know that. You really have to know that. You have to get over the idea that you're not worthy, get over the idea that you don't deserve it, and know that you do deserve and you are worthy. I would say, as a minister, in all of the work that I've done with so many people over the years, the biggest thing I get from people is that I'm not worthy and I don't deserve it. And you have to change that idea about yourself. It's very important. You are worthy. My teacher used to say, we are heirs to this work. You see? We are all heirs, heirs to the kingdom. You are, I am. We have to know it unequivocally. Because when you know God and you know that you are a part of God, then you can speak your word knowing with conviction that that word is coming through you. It is happening for you. I always tell people life happens for you, not to you. Because when you believe that life is happening to you, you come out of that victim consciousness. And you want to change that and know that life happens for you always. Step 2, unification. I am one. Bless me, Father, Mother, God, for I am one with you. I am one with you. The third step is declaration. You declare into the law what it is that you would desire. So how many people today would like to have a great spring? Anybody with me? Today's the first day of spring. Yay! I love spring. I love spring and autumn. I like winter, and I like, what's the other one? Thank you. I like that one too. But my favorites are spring and autumn. I love spring and autumn. They're really, really wonderful seasons. They really are. And I like summer, but it gets a little warm, but I still like it. So declare your good into the law of mind and action. If you don't know what you want, folks, guess what? Nobody else does either, right? If you don't know what you want, people come to me and they say to me, I want to meet someone. Okay, who do you want to meet? Right? I want to meet someone. What does that mean? Specify. Raymond Charles Barker, he was big on that. He started the first church in New York City. He was taught by Ernest Holmes. He said specify. He was a character like all of us. We're all characters, aren't we? I love that about us. I really have to say that out loud. I love that we are all characters because I think it's so good to be a character in life. Declare what you would like to have in your life. What is it that you would like to have? Because if you don't know what it is, guess what? I don't know. How can I pray for you if you come to me and tell me, Reverend Loretta, I'd like to meet someone. Okay, that's a beginning. Who do you want to meet? Reverend Loretta, I would like to have some more money. How much more money do you want? I would like to, and then you get the people that say, I want to win the $1 million lottery. I do too. Okay, let's go into prayer for that. That's a good one, yes. But you have to declare what it is that you would like to have. Own it, be responsible, and know that you can have it. That's step 3. And then step 4, you want to let go of the denials. You want to release the denials. Let go of the negatives. Release them into the nothingness from whence they came. And then step 5 is gratitude and release. How many people in here practice gratitude? Anybody? Every day I do it now. Every day I write out what I'm grateful for. And people say to me, why are you so happy? And I feel like saying, why are you so unhappy? But I don't say that. I don't say that. But I really, really love these steps in treatment. I love the steps in treatment. They are wonderful. They are wonderful. They will help you in and out of anything. All of those 5 steps. The 5 steps of treatment are magic. They really are. And I love something that Reverend Michael Beckwith says. Reverend Michael Beckwith, how many people in here are familiar with Eugene Holden? He is actually a practitioner, and he works a lot with people in our teaching and science of mind. He is a wonderful, wonderful person. And he says something that I want to quote here, and then I'm going to do a spiritual mind treatment for each and every one of us. He says something wonderful here. Reverend Michael Beckwith says, don't make it happen, make it welcome. I want to leave you with those words before I treat, because those words are very powerful. Don't make it happen, make it welcome. Whatever it is you would like to have, welcome it into your life. Welcome it. It's okay, it's good. Be happy and welcome it. Welcome whatever it is. Let go of your resistance, your rejection, and yes, your rebellion. We all have to let go of our rebellion. Because there was a book written, Rebels, the spiritual rebels. That's what we are. That's who we are. But we have to let go of that when we would like to demonstrate something. Let me close this lesson this morning with a spiritual mind treatment for each and every one of you. So let's go within and let's know this truth together. There is a power, there is a presence for good in the universe called God. And God is that invisible oneness that we are a part of. Each and every person in this room is part of the divine power, that presence that connects to us, for we are one with it. And we say yes to it. We say yes to the good in our lives. We say yes to greater health and greater wealth and greater creativity and self-expression. We are inspired right now in this moment by the Spirit within us. And as we leave this building today, we do so with more inspiration, more joy, more of the idea of oneness as we let go of the idea of separation. There is no separation from this power. There is only unification. We are, each and every one of us, moving forward, onward, and upward into a consciousness of greater love, greater self-acceptance, and greater receptivity to our good. This is the truth for each and every one of us. We are blessed by it. Something personal that we are holding on to that we would like to let go of. We are willing to let it go. And we do right now in this moment. And as we do, we move into a greater consciousness of love and peace and joy. And all is well. This word is the truth. It is now released into the law of mind in action. And it does its perfect work through each and every one of us. So be it, and together we say, and so it is. And that is the way it is. Thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.